Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So, last night, about 4 hours ago, I got home from playing ice hockey. It's something I do once a week. Our team got back together after a year not playing because of COVID. So, it was great seeing everyone, but I'm exhausted. So, a lot of this and the markets. So, today, obviously, you can see once again, it won't be an active day trading day. By active, I mean where I'm at the screens all day long, taking trades. So, I wanted to come in here, take a look at what's going on. We had a very rough day in the stock market yesterday. Huge pullback. We broke through a whole bunch of key levels. There's one key level that I'm looking at right now on the S&P 500 futures. It has to hold. If it does not hold, if the level does not hold, there is a massive way down. Because I don't know if you remember, but about a month ago, the whole month of April was nothing but up. Almost every day. There was a little pullback towards the end, but it was just up almost every single day. And now we're seeing that consolidation and a little bit of a pullback. It was, pretty noticeable to me yesterday on high volume. The market sold off the last half of the day. That's not a good sign. So, and then coming in this morning, seeing it's right now it's 4:55 a.m. my time, seeing at 3 a.m. the market over in the UK, in Asia, they all sold a lot of our futures contracts. So at 3 a.m., it's just straight down, a big red candle going down. Right now we're down about 32 points on the S&P 500. You have stocks like Tesla at 600. 600. It was just 780 a little bit less than a month ago. So just a lot of stocks, huge pullbacks. Apple, 124. DraftKings under $44 a share. Massive pullbacks on most stocks, especially the EV stocks. NIO just broke through a very important support level. I gotta say, most stocks are breaking through these levels, and they're breaking through really big. So, it is nice not having any swing trades open. There's nothing open. Waking up flat after being small green yesterday is nice to, when you see these big red numbers. But I just, when you don't know which way it could go, that's when these levels that I post every day are super important. So anyway, I'm exhausted. I'll probably take the hands off the controls today. That being also at my other business. I won't have the time to give today, but I'll still be popping in our free Discord, talking to them. I talk every single day with our Discord. I strongly recommend you guys join. And I'll just be monitoring from afar. I have a big TV, I got my laptop, and we'll see what happens until I share the screen. Okay, so sharing the non-trade day, which is great because, like I had just said, I got very little sleep last night. Was playing hockey, and I said I was going to take my hands off the controls. Could not have picked a better day to take a step back from the market. So seeing the Dow Jones right now, and I noticed this yesterday, and I really hope that you guys have been watching me have started to learn, if you don't already know, how to do technical analysis. Because sometimes, fundamentals just don't make much sense, right? I think we can all agree. We think we buy a great company. Their earnings are amazing. It should go up, but the stock goes down. So that's why I really like technical analysis. It gives me something that I can also look at, and using the charts and certain indicators, and especially reading candlesticks, it really shows that you can, predict the future that much better when you do have this skill. So continue to learn, continue to look at charts. And I'm just going to show you right here. And I actually was talking to somebody in our Discord server yesterday about this. I had noticed that this is, first of all, this is the daily chart for the Dow Jones. I had noticed this candle right here. So as we hit a new high, see how this candlestick is basically has a long tail to it and then a flat bottom, which means that during this trading day, we traded up and then sold off and closed the day all the way down at the bottom. So this is actually called a graveyard doji. That's what that is called. It's the term. I didn't make that up, but I can totally see why this would be called that. And it's a perfect name for it. Now, what I noticed was right back here in March, we had, just made a new high and had the same exact graveyard doji candle. These candles are extremely bearish, especially on the daily chart, where you get the entire price action for the day in one candlestick. And yes, that is me taking swigs out of a 32-ounce seltzer. Extremely tired today. My body is yearning for some kind of sustenance and a lot of fluids as my cells rebuild after my hockey game. So anyway, same candle. Did not want to get long for a swing trade last night because of that candle. So I saved myself and whoever else wanted to listen to me a lot of money, because that would have been a huge gap down and a lot of money lost. So when you notice things like this, and what happened here is the Dow Jones ended up correcting almost 5% the day after hitting its high. It took about a week's worth of trading, and then it finally came back. So I don't know if we're, headed for the same thing or not. Obviously, you can see today's candlestick does not look great. But, you know, it's only 1 o'clock. You never know how the day is going to end. We have seen some bouncing back recently, but yesterday, seeing a sell-off in the later part of the day on high volume was not a very good sign. You know, so we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Like I said, taking my hands off the controls and just waiting this out a little bit so that I don't get chopped up in a lot of very volatile stock market. And I have to say, I think a lot of this volatility is also due to interest rates, the possibility of obviously them rising, and more importantly, inflation, okay? So now this is the Nasdaq Futures. This is something that I keep an eye on for the Nasdaq market. It gives price action all day long as it trades all night long. So if we take a look at this one on the 180 day, we can really see back in the beginning of March, we had a trend develop. And we were bouncing off of it really nice here. Very nice bounce. We went right through this trend line and almost erased the entire month of April's gains. See, this is April 1st, and we almost went right back to that on the low of the day that we saw at the beginning of April. So, you know, easy come, easy go, I guess you can say. You know, I would say that we are still in a very healthy uptrending market. We're still making higher lows and higher highs. Right here, this is a very nice, you know, buying here on high volume of the low. That is a very strong bullish move right here. Once again, it's 1 o'clock. I don't know at the time of making this video where we're going to end up for the day, but you know, right now the Nasdaq market got bought up. You know, it still has a way to go from where it sold off, and it did break through some key levels. And another key level I had here on the Qs was, let me just see here, was this level right here. So $324.50 was an obvious area of resistance, okay? Once these areas get broke, and this is a pretty strong one, once these areas get broken, they then turn into support on the downside. So it did not, it stopped for a minute, got a quick little, you know, rebound, but then just ripped right through it. And as you can see, as the making of this video, we're running up against this very key level right now, which should act as some resistance. But we just are going to have to wait and see. Obviously, this video is going to be long into cyberspace by the time whatever move here happens. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on this, and I will let my Twitter followers and my Discord know tomorrow morning what levels we're going to be looking at. These levels, some of them are going to change a little bit. The ones that didn't get a lot of action, I'm just going to remove. But for the most part, as you can see here, these are pretty well respected levels. And that's why I have them on here. So we did get rejected from this 324.50. We did couldn't hold above it here, and now we are coming up against it, but haven't been able to break it yet. So this is going to be interesting to see. I can't wait to catch up with this later and see what ended up happening and where the overall market ended up going. But this is a nice amount of volume. You always want to see big moves. Are they on a lot of volume or are they on a small amount of volume? If they're on a lot of volume and there's a lot of selling or a lot of buying, it's better to see on a lot more volume. So it gives the move a lot more credibility the more volume that is behind each move. So that's basically, the two markets here that I'm looking at, and then also obviously the S&P 500 futures. This also has a very interesting doji right here on extremely high volume. And this type of candle is a candle of indecision, okay? That means that it's anybody's guess as to where this is going to go. But I do have to say this level right here, 4117, has been a level of support ever since our initial breakout, and then it was used as support. And what it did was it bounced off of this level again. Also, extremely bullish move. Again, we'll see how the market, finishes up today. But so far, we've had a bounce here, a bunch here, 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 and then here. The only thing is, when something hits a level of support too many times, it will eventually break. So far, so good. It is still holding an uptrend. As crazy as this sell-off looks, we were just at a high. So, there's going to be continued volatility. I really think with inflation, I really think we're going to see continued volatility. Now, this can actually be a good thing. If you are going to day trade it, though, I highly recommend having important levels mapped out before the trading day so that you know where you're going to take your profit, where you might get in around support, and that's how you can trade this market. Other than that, it is very dangerous to trade because you do have drops that will rip down really quick. So make sure if you are trading this market, have your stops set in, good spots, not spots where it's going to wick you out and then rip the way that you thought it was going to go. So you might have to set your stops a little bit more than you normally would. You might have to take a little more risk so that you do give the trade a little more room to breathe. So if you do that, just cut back on the share size a little bit to minimize your risk. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little market recap here. Once again, it was not a active trading day for me. I actually took no trades. It's one of the first times in a while. And I'm actually glad that I didn't, because I did not want to get caught up and chopped up in this mess. But we'll see where the day ends. There's still a lot of trading left. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the day, and I will see you guys back on the Discord first thing in the morning, on Twitter first thing in the morning, and back with another video tomorrow. Everybody, take care.